Want to play roulette? Here's a tip.
Expecting it at this point. And, Keegan, he knows he can't play poorly in the playoffs. Like, he knows he needs to keep momentum going. And if he continues to play well, he's going to be on this team.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies is one of 3 Major League Baseball pitchers to have a 7-start span featuring an undefeated record, a sub-1.5 ERA, 50 or more innings pitched, 50 or more strikeouts, fewer than 5 walks, no more than 1 home run allowed.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
One big problem for NBC, too many on-air cooks for the coverage, particularly on the weekends. Having 4 on-air teams separate time, divide the time, was really outrageous. You had Mike Tirico and his partner. You had Dan Hicks, NBC Sports' lead golf commentator, and his partner. You had Steve Sands from Golf Channel and his partner. And you had Terry Gann, who, by the way, if you don't know, is going to become an NBA play-by-play voice.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day has begun. I am Gabriel Morency on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. Let's do this thing. We've got a little bit of something for everybody on the card tonight. Live baseball, live soccer, live tennis, live WNBA basketball. And we're now just about a week and a half away from live college football. We have a CFL game on tap tomorrow night. No NFL preseason until Friday this week for whatever reason. But it doesn't mean that we don't have a lot of opportunities. As the saying goes, it's always happy hour somewhere. And they're always playing a national anthem somewhere. There's always a game ready to tip off, tee off, and every first pitch and everything else in between. So we got Major League Baseball, although lighter night. And remember, like, Thursdays used to be the getaway day for the most part, but Wednesdays have become that sort of void in the middle of the week. You get some day games. The night card is usually pretty light, and tonight it is light. We've got the Dodgers and the Angels going at it once again, and the Angels have beaten the Dodgers, guys, 6 straight times now. They're 5-0 this year, but they won the last time they played last year. They're actually 5-0 against the Dodgers this year. And don't look now, but San Diego, like, they're winning almost as much as Milwaukee are right now. So this is getting real in the National League West. Ohtani is on the hill tonight for the Dodgers. He went over his season home run prop last night. He hit his 43rd home run of the season. So what game's going on right now? We got the Chicago Cubs up 1-0 on the Toronto Blue Jays. In-game total all the way down to 5.5. Vlad Jr. just smoked one, but it didn't get there. Gossman has pitched well tonight. The Cubs have struggled offensively as of late, and so we've got a lower scoring game right now. In-game total 5.5 as we go to the 5th inning. Cam, what are your thoughts on the Cubs and the Blue Jay game?
It's actually been a really well-pitched game. Gossman made one mistake, a solo bomb, and Horton's been pitching really, really well for the Chicago Cubs. He's been very solid. You're right. Vladdy just missed it by a couple feet there, but you know what, Gabe? Not a lot of crazy threats and bases loaded. 5.5 seems low, but you know what? The way things are going right now, in that other game, 5-1 final, 6 total runs the other night, I wouldn't be in any rush to be betting the over in this game. I kind of lean under 5.5, but you're not getting the best of the number.
No, it's hard to bet an under 5.5 in any baseball game, let alone sort of an American League game or in a hitter's park per se. especially with the Cubs and Blue Jays. Thing with the Cubs, and I brought this up, guys, and it's kind of, it's counter like productive to what you think the Cubs do. This is why like public narratives and older narratives, they don't last. Like in sports betting, like I've been betting a long time, things evolve. Like what used to work doesn't work, and things change. And in Chicago this year, the wind is blowing in all the time for whatever reason. And me as a bettor, I've generally stayed away from that whole win thing at Wrigley and their totals. I'm just sort of like, whatever, dude. Like, let them do their thing. I don't care if it's windy or not. I'm not betting it. I don't want to have to worry so much about the wind every day. But in Chicago at Wrigley, and I don't get it. Like, because there's other stadiums that are on like the water with the ocean. Like Wrigley, there's a bunch of houses and apartment buildings around it, Cam. But I guess they don't call it the Windy City for nothing. Like, you know
Exactly.
what I mean? So, like, there's some sort of wind vortex that goes on there with those buildings and stuff, because it's not like this big open space. So there's some sort of weird vortex that goes on, and for whatever reason, this year, the wind is, like, bouncing back, like, towards home plate, and it's pretty crazy. Like, the Cubs' OPS is, like, 40 points lighter at home than it is on the road. Like, you know, so the Cubs, it's one of those bizarre world deals. You think the Cubs would take advantage of their home field. They don't. There's another long hit ball, but it's caught. So 1-0. But I would agree with Cam on this with the 5.5. I'm not in a hurry to be betting the over 6 to get to 6 in this game. You got to believe there's going to be an inning when one of these teams puts up a couple of more runs, but I'm not sure it gets to 6. This game is cruising along, and as Cam stated, like there was one solo shot here, and there might just be a couple of other solo home runs in this game before it's all said and done. I don't know if there's like any crooked innings coming. Both pitchers are pitching extremely well tonight. So 5.5 it is. You know what? I'll jump in on it. Under 5.5, it's minus 135 right now. Opportunity for people to want to get into the Seattle and Baltimore game. We've got a delay, so that hasn't started yet, but it's expected to. Seattle are minus 140, total 8.5 in that game. Did you play Baltimore or Seattle, Cam?
No, I haven't played that game, but Gabe, take a look at what we talked about on the podcast. Look who's back, the Cincinnati Reds, and they're playing the Philadelphia Phillies. They're up 8-0 in this spot. Bottom of the 7, the total in that game's 9.5. They've been winning games. I do have a small underdog for you. Remember, with Cleveland's injuries and suspensions, the back end of the bullpen is taking a little bit of a heat. It's very, very small play for me, but I like this game. I looked at the Marlins as a pooch tonight. They're getting plus 146. I'll take the Marlins live against Cleveland. Very small play, not going to go nuts, but I think that's a great price in a 4-4 game in the top of the 5th.
All right, well, as far as the Seattle game, like I said, it hasn't started yet. I'm on the Seattle Mariners in this game. They're minus 140 favorites. I'm also on the under in this game. I don't think there's going to be a lot of runs. And speaking of which, the Cubs have there's that solo shot we talked about. The Cubs have just taken a 2-0 lead on the Toronto Blue Jays right now on a solo home run. So there it is, 2-0 right now. Top of the 5th inning, 1 out. We'll get you the updated number. But as far as the Mariners and the Orioles, one thing I'll say, I'm not a fan. I don't like when these games get delayed, especially like if I'm on an under. I'm a believer that if it's a really good starting pitcher, they don't even leave the pitcher. Like they'll change like the approach. Like, you know, it's rare that you'll see like a 2-hour delay and the starting pitcher still starts if he's like a really good pitcher. Because it's just he's out of his routine. He's already warmed up. It's just not an ideal situation. And generally, different sports are different. Like in lightning delays with football games, if teams sit there for an hour and a half or two, nothing seems to happen after. The games generally seem to go under. But baseball games, rain delays, it kind of leads to offense. I've always felt that it hurts the pitchers. But with that being stated, there's a few really hot teams in Major League Baseball right now, but the Seattle Mariners are one of them. And you look at Baltimore. Rogers has been rock solid on the hill here. Gilbert has been a little bit shaky at times, but his last couple of starts has been very impressive. The Baltimore Orioles can't hit, guys. Over the last week, they're hitting $175. The Baltimore Orioles. So to me, there's not going to be a lot of runs in this game. Hell, we saw last night the Seattle Mariners win the game 1-0. So we're going to go back with it right now. Ride the hot hand. Don't overthink things. We have one team that's fading in Baltimore. We have one of the hottest teams in baseball in Seattle. Kind of an even pitching matchup. Should be a lower scoring game. So we pulled the trigger on the under, the 8.5, and we got the Seattle Mariners. Houston Astros up 2-1 on the Boston Red Sox right now. This series I've just stayed away from. Right, I sort of,
it's volatile. It's very volatile, this series, and it's tough to predict.
Well, I should just be betting on the Houston Astros, but the Red Sox were big favorites with Crochet in the first game. I like the Astros, but I didn't do it. Like I said, it's just one of those either team could win. I don't bet every game on the board, Cam. I'm looking for winners, right? So I'm not going to bet every game for the sake of it.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
In-game live continues on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. I'm Gabriel Morency. George Kurtz will join us in a couple of minutes. We'll talk baseball and some NFL preseason football with George Kurtz. We've got WNBA talk. We've got the PGA FedEx Cup playoff talk. Brady Cannon will join us later, so we got a bunch of golf picks. Taking a look right now at the WNBA. We've got two games going on right now as we speak. And I can never call anybody out really ever again for betting on like one of these like Washington National, Kansas City Royal baseball games, or even the Rays and the Athletics has been a little bit too degen for me. I haven't been betting those games at the back end of the board. but I can't criticize anybody because I did bet on the Connecticut Sun and the Chicago Sky game tonight, and this game legitimately is bad. Like the Chicago Sky, like they're absolutely terrible basketball team. People criticize Angel Reese, but look what they're like when she's not there. Like this season's just been a complete write-off for the Chicago Sky. They keep on drafting the same type of player all the time. Like even like when you just see their drafts and it's like, this really isn't like the best idea what you guys are doing, right? And like they're the worst run team, right? I don't know. Connecticut used to be good. I don't know. Connecticut just seemed to be in some sort of a weird flux right now, and I think Connecticut would be better off if they moved to Boston, which they want to, but there's like some big like legal thing going on and stuff. But like Boston's such a big basketball market. This team plays at like the Mohegan Sun at the casino. They're like an afterthought. Like, hey, come for the buffet and the WNBA game after, and we have a Journey cover band playing this weekend.
Exactly.
It's like you're kind of like they're not. It's not like, oh yeah, like they play at a casino. Like, what do you want? Like, it's not there. It's true though. Like they played in Boston, it'd be like a real team, like the Connecticut Sun. Like they're kind of like their owner's not spending money. Like I'm just saying, they're kind of in flux. They're not a clown show organization though. They're just having a bad year per se. The Chicago Sky, they're like the worst run team in the league. Like I said, like Haley Van Lith, like really, you're gonna draft her in the first round? You gotta be kidding me, right? Like there was just so many of these picks. I like Cardoso, the girl out of South Carolina. You already have Angel Reese. Like what are you playing bully ball? Like you got to be able to score. Like they can't score this team. They have a bunch of like tough girls that'll elbow you and push you and stuff, but they're so good at basketball. So yeah, 46-30 for the Connecticut Sun, and the Sun are terrible. But if you look at the Sun, they've been on the road for the last like 2 weeks, getting beat up by pretty good teams. I figured it was a get well spot for them. They were laying 4. They're up 46-30 right now, early in the third quarter of play. And you got this Valkyrie team, guys, the number one team to the under in the WNBA, battling for a playoff spot. Impressive run for the Valkyries. They go to the East Coast, though, and thing with the Washington Mystics, are they good? No. But the Mystics are 9-6 at home. Like, if you look at the Mystics' home games, they're very competitive. Like, they either win or they lose a really close game when they play at home. Like I said, they've won 9 of the 15 games that they played in the district. But this Valkyrie team is for real, Kev. They're just smoking them right now, 46-28. Their defense is suffocating. Best defense by far in the WNBA. They're, like I said, they're 21-10 to the under on the season, guys. And look at the Mystics. They got 28 points at the half. Like this team, you can't score on the Valkyries, Cam. It's like no one really plays defense in the WNBA. It's a pretty offensive league. The Valkyries do, and they're like the ones that do. You got a total of 150.5 right now, 46-28 at the half. I'm not in a hurry to bet the over 150, and I'm going to have to accept that the Mystics pick was there was nothing mystical about it. It sucked. Bad pick.
You look one of these guys. Ball.
I mean, one of these handicappers. It was a good read. They were flying cross country. Yeah. I stand by. It was a good bet. I just lost. No, if it lost, it was not a good bet. Yeah, it lost. It was not a good bet. Bad pick. Nothing mystical about it.
Nothing mystical about it. But hey, I'm with you, Gabe. I really like the spot for the Sun, and I'm not going to lie to you too, because the Mystics, I gave them a long, hard look tonight, and I wasn't going to bet Golden State. But you brought up a great point in the other end, Coach, last night, and this is what people are not talking about. Coach of Golden State, Becky Hammond, disciple, but she actually, they play better defense than they ever did. Like these guys, you watch a Golden State game, these girls clamp. That's the thing. I would actually take under rather than over in this game, and I'm just actually very impressed to what you said before. It's hard, man. You're playing on the West Coast, you go east, and Washington, you said the 3 games above 500 at home, and you're kicking their butts. Very impressive by Golden State. Now, Gabe, these guys are new in the league, and they're playing great basketball. Great. All I could say is kudos to them.
Yeah, you know what? They have a strong foundation with, the Warriors and in San Francisco, etc. They hired well. Like it's massive when you're an expansion team to get it right from the start. If you don't, you bury yourself. And it's really hard to dig out of a hole if you're a bad organization, even if you're an experienced organization. Classic example, we're going back a ways, guys, but the Toronto Raptors and the Vancouver Grizzlies came into the league at the exact same time, right? And just basically every draft in the early days, one by one, the Raptors would hit, the Grizzlies would miss. And it started to add up over the years, to which suddenly the Raptors are in the playoffs. The Grizzlies are not. Suddenly the Raptors have won a championship. The Grizzlies are gone, right? And it sort of started early. I don't want to throw Stu Jackson under the bus. He's been thrown under the bus enough, but Stu Jackson was just so bad. And, you know, the Raptors got Vince Carter. The Grizzlies got Big Country Reeves. like stuff like
Cherokee
that.
Parks, too.
They got Cherokee Parks. The Raptors got T-Mac. Right? Like the first ever pick the Raptors ever took was Isaiah Thomas, was the GM, legend, Hall of Famer, Detroit Piston. He was the first GM president of the Toronto Raptors when they came into the NBA.
Abdul Rahim was good, though, Gabe.
And Stu Jackson was running the Grizzlies. And the first ever pick that the Raptors took was Damon Stoudemire, Mighty Mouse, who won Rookie of the Year. So it was sort of like right from the start, and they started to build it up. So like I said, like Golden State, they've done a good job in their first season, getting fans engaged, battling for a playoff spot.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay, a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, like throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the ninth inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's placed higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bet.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live. We got a 2-0 game for the Cubs right now. And I was talking about liking the under 5.5 a couple of minutes ago. And as we were discussing it right on cue, the Cubs hit a home run, and I didn't bet it. But it's still 5.5 right now. I'm going to jump in on the under 5.5. 2-0 for the Cubs right now. Top of the 6. this might be a night, Cam, where the Blue Jays bats just get silenced. And I'm already on the Blue Jays, actually. So, ideally for me, the Blue Jays come back and win this game 3-2. I thought this was going to be a lower scoring game. I was a little bit hesitant to pull the trigger on the under in this game just because Gausman has sort of been all over the place. Gausman, you know what? I said I didn't bet it, and I did bet it. So now I just double-clicked it. So now I'm really in on the under 5.5. But Gausman, you can't really fully – you don't really know with Gausman. So I didn't – but I trust him, but I just not enough to play the total of the game to the under. But now we'll play the under. But the Jays' bats just seem to be flat tonight. It's a lot of quick – like the Jays are good at extending at bats and making the pitchers go deeper into the pitch count. There seems to be just sort of a lot of swinging for the fences tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays. So I'll roll the dice on the under 5.5 in game. And here's a soccer in game for you guys that I posted on X before the match. And pretty good so far. We gave you Brian White to score a goal, and he was as high as like plus 240 at some spots. Brian White did score the goal for Vancouver. And we went over 2.5 in the Forge FC Vancouver game. It's like the U.S. Open Cup, but it's like the Canadian Championships. So it's basically like, the Tier 2 teams, the CSL teams against the MLS teams from Canada. And they step up for this stuff. Like the Forge FC, they're from Hamilton. They knocked off CF Montreal. They beat the Impact. Like, not just once, so they play like the aggregate. It's like the Champions League, right? So, the little teams get a shot at the big team type of deal. So, the Whitecaps are getting all they can handle right now. And the thing is, too, the Whitecaps didn't play all their starters, but they played, like, some of them. So, they're not all in, but they're trying because they know they're going to play the Forge again in 2 weeks or whatever in Vancouver. But, nevertheless, we already won the over 2.5. Already won a Brian White goal prop. And now we're on the Whitecaps plus 100 to win the game. You can get plus 160 right now for the Caps to win the game. We're only in the 64th minute. I'm expecting the Caps to bury one here, Cam, and win this game. They're taking this seriously. When I saw Brian White was starting and Jaden Nelson was starting, I was like, yeah, you know what? The Caps aren't playing around tonight. They want to win this game. 2-2 right now. Nobody scored in the second half yet, but still, we're only in the 65th minute. And you're getting plus 162 right now with the Whitecaps. I think this is a good bet to jump in if people aren't if you didn't bet this game already.
A lot of firepower. Were you on the over in this game? 4 goals already in the 62nd minute. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I was on the over.
Great.
I gave the over 2.5. I gave Brian White to score the goal, as
Perfect.
I stated. Yeah, the over went over in like the first 22 minutes. I didn't think it would be that quickly, but things have slowed down. In-game total is 4. It's actually 4.5 right now. So one more goal would win, but it's minus 225 to the over. I think there will be another goal, guys. It's a little pricey at minus 225, obviously. It's good parlay material. There will be another goal in this game. The Forge are going to be pushing. They know they're in trouble when they play in BC Place, and the Whitecaps will really be trying for real. I think the Whitecaps are going to bury one here. I think they want this one. As Robert Mueller just arrived in Vancouver today as well. Big news there. Later in the weekend, he'll make his debut Sunday against the Houston Dynamo. So we'll keep our eye on this game. But anytime you're getting plus 162, guys, you got all right. If you lose, you lose. But all they need is one goal. Boom, one goal, and you hit the plus 162. So I think that's a decent play right there.
And Gabe, just to reiterate what you were talking about with this under, I'm glad you clicked it twice. Like if everything goes according to plan. I didn't realize. I knew Horton was good. But
I didn't do it twice deliberately, though. That was a mistake.
No.
We'll see if it works out.
I'm just saying, yeah, I think it might work out. I'm just saying this guy has no earned runs in his last 4 starts. He's given up like 2 hits, no earned runs against Cincinnati, Baltimore, no earned runs. That is crazy. So the last 22 and a third innings, this guy Horton, Cubs pitcher, has not given up an earned run. He's on fire. And he's pitching great tonight.
Problem is at 5.5, just a bullpen blow up, a couple of runs here or there. But once again, like I said, the Blue Jays, Clement just swung on an 0-1 count and popped out. Like they're not working the count tonight. They're just swinging at everything.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the ninth inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's placed higher, you're going to be in a spot to cash that bet.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live continues. Game day continues. We monitor the Major League Baseball board. Keep our eye on the WNBA. We've got some soccer, U.S. Open Cup going on. Philadelphia and the Red Bulls getting ready to kick off, although it's delayed. This game should have started already. It's delayed by weather, and I don't know if they're going to start. I'm looking at it right now. The stadium is empty. They got a live shot, just sort of a still shot of the stadium I see. I guess there was lightning in the area or whatever, so we'll keep our eye on that situation, which is not a bad thing, actually. I don't mind these games get delayed and it provides some late night action. The Dodgers and the Angels are the late night action tonight. Let's bring in Captain Chalk, that no doubt has chalk all over his face. It's all over the place right now, as the LA Dodgers, George, have lost all 5 games to the Angels this year. Unbelievable. And you know what? They actually lost the last time they played last year, too. So it's 6 in a row dating back to last year. But 5-0 this year. And you can kind of say, wow, they're not going to lose tonight. That's what we thought last night, right? A lot of people didn't think they were going to lose the game 1 of this series. What are you going to do with the Dodgers? How are you going to approach this game tonight?
Yeah, you said I didn't know. I didn't realize that stat game until I think I saw it during last night's game, maybe the game before. I'm like, really? All 5 times they've lost to
They got swept earlier this year at Chavez Ravine. They lost 3 games to the Angels earlier.
Did not realize that. That's very surprising, to put it nicely here, that they got swept there. I mean, listen, I don't love the fact that we're going to have Ohtani. Then he's going to open 4 innings, and then we're going to get the bullpen there. I don't really like the Dodgers bullpen. That being said, I probably would have taken the Dodgers anyway, and you just throw in the fact that they're not going to get swept again, right? That's not going to happen. So, yeah, give me the Dodgers here. I'm not going to lay the money line here. I'll go on the run line here, hoping they can win by more than 2+ runs here. No Max Muncy in the lineup tonight. Haven't seen a reason why yet. Originally, Mookie Betts was going to be out here. Then they switched it. Muncy's out, Betts is in. So I guess we worry a little bit about what's up with Max Muncy.
Interesting. Could be rest. They don't want to push it. He just came back, but he hit a home run right away when he came back. So Ohtani on a hill here tonight, as George stated. Listen, he had 8 strikeouts in his last start, right? The strikeout prop is 5.5 tonight. I got to believe that the pressure's now on. Like, this division chase is real right now, and I can't believe that, the Dodgers were minus, 1,000, 10-1 just a couple of days ago, basically. We talked about it all the time. They're only up by 2, and they're up by 10-1. It's wild. But with that being stated, maybe Ohtani just goes that extra inning tonight, Kurtz. The pressure, Dave Roberts is starting to feel it a bit. The Dodgers as a whole are starting to feel it a bit. I don't want to say it's a must-win tonight, but it kind of is. They got to stop the bleeding. And they got San Diego up next in L.A. this weekend. So win tonight, win the series against San Diego, and then get back on track next week. But looking at the numbers here tonight, guys, Hendricks on the hill for the Halos, and the Dodgers smoke them. All right? There are numerous L.A. Dodgers who have had a lot of success against Kyle Hendricks. When you look, guys, at like how what a team's batting average is against a pitcher, you don't generally see 338. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see 338. The Dodgers hitters are averaging a 338 average against Hendricks. It's a pretty big enough sample size. Is 16 at-bats, 20 at-bats, 24, whatever. There's a lot of guys on the Dodgers that hit him. I expect the Dodgers offense to show up tonight. And we were talking earlier in the week with Wetzel about this, and I said, man, Ohtani's prop is plus 200 to hit a home run. I said, it's kind of light, but he's going to hit a home run. And that was on Monday. Then yesterday, and it should be noted on Monday, guys, it came down to plus 170. Last night, it was plus 150. And he hit the home run again. And once again, they're putting a plus 150 up on the board, Kurtz, tonight. I know your boy Aaron Judge has had some lower numbers at times, but this isn't a normal number, man, for a plus 150 for someone to hit a home run in a Major League Baseball game. But Ohtani is homered, guys, in 13 of their last 26 games.
That's insanity.
By the way, I have worse than 150. I got 136. All right,
136.
136. All right, so
that's low. Wow.
Yeah. Listen, he's hit what's called 5 straight games. You mentioned Hendricks as a softball pitcher right now, and they hit him anyway. When he was decent, they were hitting him here. I've got several Dodgers to hit home runs. We're gonna have I did this with the Athletics the other night here. I think we got 1 of 3 to hit a home run here. Going to do the same thing tonight here. Going to take Ohtani. Going to take Freeman. And I'm debating, all right, which one of the right-handers do I would have taken Muncy if he was in the lineup, by the way, but he's out here. So I'm debating, do we go Will Smith here, or do we go Teoscar Hernandez? Which one do we want? Or do I just go, what? Maybe let's go for the hell of it and go play both. And just hope 2 of these guys hit home runs and we cash.
So Freddie Freeman, 15 at-bats, 6 hits. So he's hitting 400. He does have a home run. Max Muncy, unfortunately, not in the lineup because he's got a home run against him. Shohei Ohtani's only faced him 5 times, but he hit a home run against him. Mookie Betts is 4 for 11, hitting 364 against Hendricks. To me, this is one of the automatic sort of Mookie Betts over 1.5 total bases, Freeman over 1.5 total bases, Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 total bases. And I just can't do that. Like, well, I got plus 150 next to your line, Kurtz, at plus 136. I'm getting a bargain almost.
Yeah, the other day I was getting the bargain, right? Now it's you. By the way, Muncy is scratched because of right side soreness. So something we're going to need to keep an eye on. It's not a rest situation. Right side soreness here. So I guess for a left-handed batter, that means it's your pitcher side there. So I don't know if he got hit. Don't remember seeing him get hit here, but you hope it's nothing to do with an oblique or anything like that.
Man, I'm going to have a lot of props on this game. Cam, what are your picks for the Dodgers and the Angels game?
I know we thought it could end yesterday, but tonight's the night. I like the Dodgers minus 1.5. I also have a parlay with them in the Mets to plus 123. I love the Dodgers tonight. You're right. Those numbers for Ohtani stink, but when you guys are throwing out those home run numbers, like 13 and 26, like that's astronomical. That's insanity. This guy's just so special. And you said it. When I look at Kyle Hendricks, this guy throws up softballs and meatballs. And yeah, if the Dodgers, if they're going to end it, it's going to be tonight and they can win this game. I think their team total go over, and I like probably the over in the game because I think they absolutely rock his world. If they can't get it done tonight, Gabe, I don't know when they are. You're right. They got to stop the bleeding before the Padres. That's a huge series. So I like the Dodgers I'd play them on the alt line, minus 2.5, just climb the ladder.
Problem is with the Dodgers, what seems at times where it's like, yeah, this is a night they're going to explode. You've seen it. You've seen it, Kurtz, offensively. They're not hitting the baseball, right? They have a couple of games where they'll score runs, but then it goes back to the same. I mean, hell, they were 11-1 to the under in a 12-game run recently. That's, the problem with the Dodgers, that there's been a lot of pitchers that they should hit, but they haven't for one reason or another. But it feels like it's like that spot tonight, doesn't it, against Hendricks?
Yeah, I think they're going to beat him up as well. I kind of I like both your bets, by the way. Kind of like when you're going with the total bases. If I want to, not get as high a price, I can see myself going in that direction too. And I think I might put a couple of those in as well. And I just actually put in Cam's bet. I like what you're going with that, Cam. I didn't do it earlier because I assumed the Met game was going to start on time back then. Now they still haven't started. I'm going to go with the Met-Dodger parlay as well here. I think Dodgers do beat up on the Angels tonight, or at least I think they're scoring runs tonight. Maybe the Angels will score some runs too, and we'll get a high-scoring game. I think Ohtani is going to shut them down or keep them reasonably, 1 run, maybe 2 runs at most through 4 or 5 innings here. So I'm going to go heavy on the Dodgers tonight in pretty much every way.
Guys, they took out Horton for Chicago, guys, and all of a sudden the Blue Jays just scored a run, and they have runners on second and third with 2 outs.
I'm on the Jays. Go Jays.
Game. Yeah, 2-1 in the Jays game right now. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Dodgers tonight and hope for the best. But the fact is, since July 4th, the Dodgers are 12-19. The only teams worse than the Dodgers that are worse than 12-19 since July 4th, the Braves, the Rays, the Rockies, and the Athletics.
Wow.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay, a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bet.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day continues. I'm Gabriel Morency, Cam Stewart in the house. George Kurtz kicking it with us. We got a 2-1 game right now. The Blue Jays put a run on the board. They look like they had something going on, but the Cubs escaped. So we got a 2-1 game going to the top of the 7th. Beautiful night in Toronto. Beautiful skyline shots that they just showed. So 2-1 Cubs. Cubs are minus 190 right now. The in-game total is 5.5. Blue Jays are plus 155. It's a night of delays. What's the update and the status, Kurtz, with the Twins and the Yankee game right now?
8:55. So they are playing. The Tarpers off the field. The players are warming up and all that. 8:55 will be the start time there. So a little late night action in the Bronx. I don't know. A little surprised the Yankees are actually off tomorrow. I don't know if the Twins are, but this was never supposed to be a long storm, and tomorrow is actually supposed to be worse here in the New York area. So I think the Mets are going to play as well. They're also in a delay here. So like I said, tomorrow is worse weather than tonight.
I got to tell you, it seems to me, and I'm not there anymore, Kurtz, but it seems to me from afar that there's been like the least rainouts in recent memory for both Mets and Yankee games. It's been a pretty good summer. Like there's not too many Yankee rainouts this year. And there's been times, man, where it feels like, it was a bigger surprise when they played baseball, like as opposed to it was getting rained out.
Well, I can tell you, but you're absolutely correct, by the way, because you know how I know? Because I'm getting alerts from my water company saying, "Hey, please conserve water here." Yeah,
Don't water your lawn twice, Kurt. That's right.
Emails, I'm getting texts. I'm like, all right, listen, I won't water the lawn.
And it used to freak me out, too. I talked about it. I used to be like right on the Hudson. So I was in Weehawken, and I'm looking out the window into Manhattan, and it would be sunny, Kurtz. And I'm watching TV and in the Bronx. Yeah, we're in a rain delay. And I'm like, damn, this city's big. Or is it just that rains in the Bronx all the time? And like, same in Queens. Like, I mean, like the New York guys would be weird. Like I said, you look out your window, and it's like, it's not even raining. And then you'll watch on TV, and you'll be like, well, it is at the stadium, right? But I've kidded about that. It's always raining in the Bronx, Queens, and I was at MetLife every day, and it was rarely sunny. It was like almost like there was a dome over it. Like, it could be sunny, but somehow you get there and be like, man, somehow it's like dark and gray here. Like, it just sort of has that feel. But the Yankees, this is a blind bet for me, guys. I didn't think about it. I don't know. No trans, no for Wetzel 5 on the line. This. Or that.
For Wetzel 5 on the line.
Yeah, there's 5 on the line, and there's Black Clouds, and then all the other stuff. We'll get right to the chase. The Yankees are 41-14 against the Minnesota Twins in the last 61 games. 17, excuse me. It was 44-16 going to last night. So 40. Now 41 and 16. Kurt, remember we were throwing the numbers out there. That's sort of a recent, number right there. It's unbelievable. Like the Yankees just own them. Like I just blindly played it tonight at minus 155.
I did not, only because it is Joe Ryan pitching. He is the Minnesota Twins' best pitcher, been one of the best pitchers in the American League this season. I'm not saying the Twins will win. I think this is more of an under game where neither team's going to score much here. So I did take the under in the contest tonight. I also playing rain delay games bothers me because sometimes these games, all of a sudden, they seem to be unders because everybody still wants to get out of there quickly. Right? They're going to be there. The game's
No, Kurt, I just said the opposite. I swear 10 minutes ago, I just said, I think these games go over. You just talked about it. So with Joe Ryan, dude, most of the time aces, George, they won't even pitch if it's a long delay after.
If they pitch, and if they warmed up.
And, yeah, but exactly. If they've already warmed up and they get dialed up again, I think it throws the pitchers off and it becomes just sort of a relief garbage type of game. I don't think players, George, in my personal opinion, I don't think hitters ever just want to get out of there, right? They're always wanting to pad their stats. But I do think it affects pitchers in a negative light, sitting around, warming up all day like that. So I'm hoping, like you said, it's a nullifier. I hope that Joe Ryan hates delays. I personally don't know what his personal preference is, but hopefully he's burning right now.
Now they did. We knew early on this was going to be in a delay, so neither pitcher warmed up. They didn't have to like the Spencer Strider.
Yes, so that makes a difference. Yeah.
At the Raceway game where he warmed up, he was ready to go. Then the rain came. Neither pitcher warmed up. Well, the Yankees knew this was going to be a delay, probably around about an hour and a half before the game started. We knew the game was going to be in a delay, so they're both going tonight. I just checked to make sure because that is actually a very good point. It is still labeled Ryan versus Schlittler. Got to be very careful with that name. So I don't think many.
Schlittler's Creek.
Yeah, Schlittler. Yeah. Schlittler's Creek. Yeah, that's his name. That's really his name, Gabe. It's like, and the way it's spelled too, right, George? It's like, can it be this? It's a tricky one.
2 L's, baby. 2 L's.
Schlittler's
It's every broadcaster's Now you know how many times Kurt's too. Every guy's like, oh God. Every time he says it, like he's got to try to. There's some wild. Yeah. You got, like you said, you got to really enunciate that one. But I just blindly took the Yankees. They just sort of they just own them. It was just as simple as that. I left the Reds on the table tonight because Hunter Green hadn't pitched in a while. But I sort of thought, you know what, like, he's going to pitch well. A lot of times, like, people get scared. Put it this way, you know, I think there's a difference, guys, when we hear, because we talk about this a lot in betting. Be like, oh, this guy hasn't pitched in a year. Yeah, he could just kind of be a stiff, you know, an average guy, journeyman guy. He's coming off of Tommy John or whatnot. But when you've got a team's ace and he's a stud, if they're letting him pitch and he's back, it generally means he's back, right? Like, they're not risking injury, right? So it generally means he's back. So I thought, you know what? I like this Red team is scrappy, guys. Pretty wild. You know, the Reds are the only team in Major League Baseball that have never been swept this year. Never would guess that, huh? That it's the Cincinnati Reds.
I've heard that before, too. Yeah, you're right. You never would have guessed that at all. Hunter Green, I wasn't taking the game. I don't like taking or betting on, or really even against pitchers who are showing up for their first time. All right. And let's say over that always worries me so much. So I left that game alone here. I decided, by the way, to make a parlay of the Dodgers and Mets also on the run line just for fun.
You guys like you like to be stressed out, huh? Betting, putting Mets games and parlays and stuff. Mets are stressed.
On the run line. I just got the money line. It's more risky.
I actually think the Braves, that's the parlay buster of the night. I looked at that. I was considering taking the Braves. This has disaster written all over it for the Mets.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay, a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, like throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the ninth inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's placed higher, you're going to be in a spot to cash that back.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day continues. We've got some PGA picks, the FedEx Cup playoffs. We're going to break down the WNBA game that's coming up a little bit later on. We got a couple of WNBA games tonight, actually, as well. Quick check of the scoreboard right now. Don't look now, but the Chicago Sky have come back. It's 60-56 right now. Connecticut were up large early in this game. The Sky have not gone away, so it's a 4-point game with 5.5 left in the fourth quarter of play, And the Golden State Valkyries just getting it done now on the road against the Mystic team. They're actually 9-6 on their home court. And you know what? I got scared of betting the over this game because the Valkyries were such a good under team. But, man, it was 149.5. In-game total is 159.5 right now. 70-52 for Golden State going into the fourth quarter. So we're in between quarters right now. There's 122 points put up on the board. And then we got the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces coming up. Pretty cool matchup, but should be noted, of course, last night, if you were with us, the Liberty were in Los Angeles last night, and they got it done, but they're playing back-to-back. And I saw Natasha Cloud actually was commenting, a.k.a. complaining about the WNBA schedule and having to play back-to-back tonight. The WNBA schedule is insanely stupid. So, yeah, you got the Aces and the Liberty tonight and the Atlanta Dream and the Seattle Storm, who they're playing a couple of games. They play tonight in Seattle, then the Dream and the Storm play Friday night in Vancouver, actually, on a neutral court in our backyard. So we'll get back to the WNBA after George Kurtz with us. George, before we get you out of here, the Parsons saga continues with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, he's just standing there, basically watching the practices. It's just so ridiculously stupid because you know that Jerry Jones is going to sign him. You know they're going to pay him. Why they do this is just beyond words, but it is what it is. And looking at their game this week, it's the Baltimore Ravens guys are -1.5 at the Dallas Cowboys, -130. The Cowboys don't care about the preseason. The Ravens do. I don't understand this number, Kurtz. Is there a reason why I shouldn't be taking the Baltimore Ravens in this game? You're the Cowboy insider. The Cowboys will not win this game on Saturday.
No, I don't think they will either. I mean, you already said it, the key part there. Cowboys don't give a crap about preseason. Even when they're a good team, they haven't really cared. And we know Baltimore does. And I think Baltimore would like to beat Dallas too, right? Everybody wants to beat the Cowboys, whether it's regular season or preseason. So, yeah, I like the Ravens here. You mentioned the Parsons situation. Did you guys hear what Jerry Jones said today? He finally said the quiet part out loud. This is his quote, by the way. The Cowboys are a soap opera 365 days a year. When it gets slow, I stir it up. There is controversy. That controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping and having people's attention. This organization is not serious about winning. All right? They're not. He's all about PR and getting his face on all these cameras. That's all he cares about. You already said it. Do I think they're going to sign Parsons? Yeah, I imagine it'll be, August 13th? I'd give the over-under the 26th. Sounds about right. About a week before the season starts there. I think that's when they'll get it done here. But there are some Dallas writers, by the way. And I think I brought this up to you guys last year, too, with the CeeDee Lamb thing. They're starting to wonder if maybe Jerry's just a little cash poor. The team's worth $12 billion, right? But maybe, handing out 75, 80 million signing bonus is not something he wants to do. So they wonder if that could be part of the problem here as well. What these just guesses now, because everyone's trying to figure out what Jerry is thinking and why he's doing what he does here, because no one thinks it makes any sense.
Yeah, I saw that the Cowboys are valued at $12 billion, the highest estimation and valuation in the league. What's interesting though, guys, the New York Giants are valued at $10 billion. And I couldn't help but think, just imagine if they were good. But it's kind of like, well, we're already worth $10 billion anyways, right? But I was just thinking that. I was like, man, you guys, the New York Giants, the Rams are the second most valuable franchise. So it seems to be kind of city size, so to speak. You know what I mean? The amount of revenue that you can generate, right, is sort of coincided with the value of the franchise. But last thing, Kurtz, 14-2-1 as far as the totals were concerned to the over in week one of the preseason. Do you think that continues this week? Are you going to be betting the overs?
I think, listen, that's not certainly not to be taken seriously. I want to see what happens in the games on Friday. I think it's 2 games on Friday, no Thursday. Those both go over here. I'm probably going to have to give serious consideration for Saturday, do some automatic overs.
I like people say, well, I don't bet the preseason. Wow, it was 14-2. You're a dumbass if you didn't.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the ninth inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day continues. I am Gabriel Morency. We got a 2-1 game going on in Toronto right now with the Chicago Cubs and the Toronto Blue Jays. Runner on second base now for the Cubs and nobody out. Big John Stud Schneider, the manager of the Blue Jays. Looks like he didn't, it looked like he wanted to challenge something or something, Cam, but they changed their mind. There's a bunt, and let that go foul. Actually, not a bad bunt attempt right there by the Cubs. They're trying to play some small ball with a runner on second base and nobody out. Get the runner over to third base, but foul ball for Amaya up at the plate. Fisher on the hill now for the Blue Jays. But I got that under 5.5. I'm on the Blue Jays here, Cam. I've been right. I took them last night, so we could be not going to win every day type of deal with them. They're still in this game, though. They're only down a run. Yep. But I'm hoping to hit this under 5.5 more than anything.
I still and I know the thing that's really going well for you. It's a tight game, so you bring in Fisher, and I think he's been very effective for Toronto. And that's the thing. Too bad you couldn't throw out the runner there, but you still got 2 runs to play with. The Blue Jay bats seem to be nullified tonight, so I think it could stay under.
Well, for you New York Met backers out there, the New York Mets put an early 2 spot on the board over the Atlanta Braves. So we got a 2-0 lead for the Mets right now. Minus 750 on the money line. The Braves are plus 475. All right, let's talk some WNBA. We got 2 games coming up. As I mentioned, the Dream and the Storm are going back-to-back. They play tonight, then they play Friday in Vancouver. Big game for the Seattle Storm. The Storm have really been struggling as of late. And speaking of struggles, the Chicago Sky, as bad as they are, they're battling. They're down 5 right now with 2 minutes left. Connecticut are up 67-62. Meanwhile, Golden State are up 73-54 right now. All right, let's talk some WNBA. Dan Barlavi steps up and in. Danny, thanks for joining us. Monitoring these WNBA games, I think I got a little too cute here. I've been pro Valkyrie. I've been betting on Golden State at home. Thought, going on the East Coast, and I just sort of out-tricked myself. Said, the Mystics are 9-6 at home. You follow the WNBA. They're not a bad home team, Danny, the Mystics. This Valkyrie team, we got to take seriously. They're a damn good team.
And the Valkyries have been better at home than on the road all season too, is the thing. So, no, I don't blame you for going there based on the trends at all for betting on the Mystics here. But it's true, the Valkyries are probably in the top half of this league, if not the top quarter of this league. They're one of the most incredible expansion teams right away that I've ever seen in professional sports, especially in the WNBA, where expansion teams tend to be basement dwellers for at least 2 seasons. So what Natalie Nakase in this front office is doing in Golden State is just incredible, historic.
We were talking with the coach, James Young, last night that does a great job with the WNBA. And we were talking about the Aces and how the Aces aren't the same team. And he brought up, well, Becky Hammond's top assistant coach who ran the defense is now the Golden State Valkyrie head coach. And you see the impact that it's had there. But I'll jump right to this Aces and Liberty game. Not the best scheduling spot for the Liberty. They finally covered a point spread without Brianna Stewart in the lineup last night. And this Aces team, Danny, playing better basketball. A little bit of a chip on their shoulder right now. They've won 5 straight, playing at home, back-to-back spot. What's your opinion on this pretty high-profile matchup, but not the ideal spot for the Liberty tonight?
You know, I'm not a big spot better at all. It's not really my style. I tend to be pretty heavy on modeling. But for this game, this is such a spot bet for both of these teams. This is, as you said, a New York Liberty team that's in a really terrible schedule spot. They're, you know, traveling on the road, playing a back-to-back with less than 24 hours between tips. They played last night at 9 in LA, playing in Vegas tonight. I really, between the schedule spot for them and the Aces, as you said, on the rise, looking to prove some things, looking to have a big we're back statement game. So I do like the Aces against the spread here. I played it at -3. I would play it out to probably 3.5, 4.5. I just think this is a spot for them to really say, you know, we are a serious team. We're heating up at the right time against what have been their rivals the last couple of seasons.
And just the trends, guys, to set the table for this game. The Liberty have owned the Aces for one reason or another. They're 8-1 straight up the last 9 times that they played, but the Liberty are not in great form. And they did win last night, but now they got to go back-to-back. Liberty just 2-7-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. The Aces playing good basketball right now. They're 6-2 to the over in their last 8. You know, the number was 3.5. Let me see. Is it what's the updated number, current number right now? Sitting at an even 3 here. I'm biting guys on the Aces. I'll ask you about the props, and we'll let Cam jump in on the Dream and the Storm game, Danny. But any player props and looks tonight for the Aces in the Liberty game?
Yeah, related to what I was saying about this being a big, you know, go out and prove it spot for the Aces. I really like Asia Wilson to get a lot of run in this game to really assert herself physically in the post and dominate against Jonquel Jones and Emma Meesman, who are great players, but again, really must be exhausted with all the burden that they carry for this offense and for this team in general. So yeah, I'm liking Asia to exceed 10.5. I believe she had 16 in the last game she got full run against New York. I also leaned her over on points as well, but I'm liking the rebound spot to not have to deal with any shooting variance. Just bet on her to get some run, bet on her to get some boards.
Cam?
Yeah, Danny, let's talk about 2 teams going in different directions. The Atlanta Dream have been on fire. They've won 5 in a row. And what is happening with the Seattle Storm? You know, I remember we were working on Sunday night. They gave up that game to the Sparks. They've lost 5 in a row. The Dream have won 5, but the Dream are going on the road. They're probably going to meet a desperate team. What's your take on this one? I'm betting Atlanta, but it could be dangerous because you're probably going to get the best Storm effort tonight because they're on a free fall.
No, narratively, I love this spot for the Storm. I do lean that way just off the narrative, just off of the, you know, their backs against the wall. They're in a scary place out of the playoffs right now. They really need to get some wins there. But just, you know, that's been true for the last 2 or 3 games too. You know, it's they've been on a skid. They've been aware that things are heading south. So we haven't seen them turn it around based on that yet. I'm not betting on Seattle. You know, it would be my lean, but it's just too scary now. There's something wrong there. It seems to be that there's something wrong with that team very frequently in the last couple of seasons, just whether it's a locker room thing or what, but something's not right in Seattle.
5 losses in a row by a combined 17 points. They have been close games. Right, they're losing by 3, they're losing by 4, they're losing by 2. So 5 losses by a combined 17 points for the Seattle Storm. But the Dream are playing great basketball right now, 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games. Any player props for you, Danny, in this game with the Dream and Storm?
Yeah, I am looking at Skylar Diggins under 1.5 3-point makes in this game. I like a risk a unit and a half on that one. The Dream are the number 1 defense in the league in terms of limiting opponent 3-point attempts. So I do think they're going to be able to keep Skylar off of that. Yeah, she's under an 8 of 11 against teams in the top 5 of that stat. So yeah, I think that between that and ceding some usage to Brittany Sykes, who's come into the lineup, I don't see big shooting game from deep for Skylar Diggins.
Hey, great stuff, Danny. Where can people find you online?
I'm at BetSheWins, at BetSheWins on Twitter. You can also find us at Dub Club. We got a premium channel with lots of WNBA and other women's sports on it.
Hey, awesome stuff. Thanks a lot for taking the time to be with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
There's a Danny Bar-Levy with us. 3-1 Cubs right now, just for the record. The Cubs just scored, and we'll recap Danny's picks for the WNBA. I'm going to play Jewel Lloyd over 3-point shots made tonight, actually, as well. So we'll have some more picks later on, too.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
In-game live game day continues. We've got some golf picks coming up for everybody. Cam, no doubt we'll have a ton of picks. I've got a couple to share with you, but Brady Cannon, one of the best in the business, will join us. So for you golf bettors out there, we've got some golf talk coming up. Quick update right now as far as the soccer card is concerned. Philadelphia and the Red Bulls, they're still affected by weather. Still delayed. They still want to play it, but they're still in a weather delay right now. Lightning in the area. So the U.S. Open Cup. Philadelphia are listed as minus 134 favorites. The Red Bulls are plus 200. The draw is plus 275. Speaking of draws, kicking myself that I didn't just take the draw. The Whitecaps in these first legs of these games and these aggregate things, they always tie the first one and win the second one at home. So 2-2 final score. We didn't have any goals in the second half. We went into the half, tied at 2, and it ended up 2-2 final score. But we'll take it. We hit the over. We hit a plus 240 goal scorer prop. We lose the Whitecaps at plus 100, but I also did play a Vancouver parlay special. I took the Whitecaps plus half a goal and the BC Lions on the money line on Saturday just to get a head start on that BC Lion game. So Philadelphia and the Red Bulls, when they get started, we'll let you know there. As far as the basketball is concerned, the Valkyries, you know what, Cam? The Mystics are sort of battling. It's 79-68 right now, but I'm only getting 2.5 with the Mystics. So I'm still down 11, and, you know, they've cut the lead down. But in-game total, 165.5 right now. This thing closed at 149.5, guys. Very high-scoring game by Valkyrie standards.
I know you warned me, but Gabe, I just have a hot trigger finger, so I got these guys at 14.5, and the best was 15.5. So if this game ended, I'd be pretty happy right now. But it's going to be right
now they're down
around
by
that
12
number.
with 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's tight. It's tight. It's just good. We're going to be
Blue
walking
Jays are done. 4-1 Cubs now.
Yeah.
This game's this is toast.
Just Gabe,
flew hard
Gabe,
on the hill now.
I know you want to get into college football, but quickly, for all you guys betting tennis in these tournaments leading up to the U.S. Open, just when you really look at these tournaments, a lot of these favorites are just kind of walking through, Gabe. It's like we talked about before, like, I want to be healthy for the U.S. Open. Jessica Pegula lost as a minus 700 favorite, and Taylor Fritz was minus 900 and lost his match. So a lot of these big players looking forward to the U.S. Open are kind of sleepwalking through this. So could be a tournament of live underdogs. And we've talked about this. Mboka at the last tournament, Leila Fernandez. So a lot of these pooches are really coming to play, guys. And I'm not talking like plus 100. We're talking like plus 600s, and like crazy things are happening in tennis right now, especially on the women's side.
No, I would agree with that, guys. The U.S. Open is around the corner. It starts August the 24th. Players are obviously going to be focused on that, especially the bigger time players, Cam. It's a good call. If you're a big time player, you're not worried about Cincinnati and stuff, right? You know what I mean? You have to show up. You showed up, or if you didn't, whatever. It's almost like a golf tournament the week before a major. The bigger players are going to be focused more so on the U.S. Open. That should be a pretty wide open U.S. Open, actually, especially on the women's side. All right, so this WNBA game that we were talking about, the Aces and the Liberty. Big-time matchup, right? We're talking about, like, the champions. The Liberty won last year. The Aces, won a couple of times in a row before that. The Aces have had turmoil with their players. Listen, Becky Hammon is like basically the WNBA's Greg Popovich. So she's not easy to deal with, right? Like, she's cool, you know what I mean? And she's a genius. It's like she's awesome, but she's hard on her players. It's constant. And, there was just the instances, right, in which one of the players got pregnant and Becky Hammon was less than encouraging about it, right? And in the modern world, you're supposed to say, all right, that's awesome. But Becky basically told her, this is pretty selfish of you as quarter, how does this help the team? And, the woman, like the player went to she went to the union and she said, Hammon said, I'm going to get rid of you because you're not committed because you're having a kid. Hammond said it was twisted. I get, honestly, she's right. If you want to have a baby, whatever, have the baby when you retire. But, like, yes. I get it. It is what it is. But Hammond, like I said, she's a hard ass. So, and you've had, like, behind the scenes sort of, there's been lawsuits and there's complaints and there's this and that. And then they also had, like, they got rid of Kelsey Plum, which was kind of a weird move. Right, and Coach Young talked about it. Like, Kelsey Plum was a big part of that team, and they let her go. Like, they basically changed the dynamic of the room around, And they lost their top assistant coach, who's the head coach of the Valkyries now. So long story short, the Aces kind of stumbled out of the gate this year, right? They weren't the same Aces team. And they started, Becky has started to juggle the lineup around a little bit. And Coach brought it up last night. Moving Jewell Loyd to the bench has just changed everything right now. And it's opened up everything for everybody else. And Jewell still plays a lot, but now they can play her in different situations. And she's been on fire. So her prop tonight is over under 1.5 3-point shots made. And we're going to hit this. I believe it's like it's five of the last 7 that she's gone over this number. There's going to be a pace to this game tonight. The total is 172. I think it gets there. The Aces offense has been really good as of late. The problem is, the Liberty could tap out if things aren't going well for them. They did play last night, but you look at Jewell Loyd, as I stated, she's 5-2 to the over, 1.5, 4 for 9, 2 for 7, 1 for 5, 7 of 11, 3 of 7, 3 of 7. So for me, it's about the attempt. She's going to take 7 threes or so. She's just got to hit 2 of them. You know what I mean? Last night we lost with Kelsey Plum because I needed to hit 3 of them. This at 1.5 is much more manageable. This game's tipping off at 9:30 Eastern time. So let's go Jewell Loyd over 1.5 3-point shots made. The Las Vegas Aces, you can play the -3. You can go -150 on the money line. And we're going to go over 172 as well. We'll get into the Dream and the Storm game a little bit later on. They're tipping off at 10 o'clock Eastern tonight.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. At some point of his career, he's been elite at something. He's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that's place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day continues. I am Gabriel Morency. Brady Cannon will join us in a couple of minutes. We'll get into the BMW Championship, the FedEx Cup. WNBA update, the Connecticut Sun victorious 71-62 over the Chicago Sky. Valiant effort by the Sky. They battled back. They were getting lit up early. And we got a 71-62 final score. So the Sun do cover the 4 points. Game stays under the number. Meanwhile, the under mavens of the WNBA are the Golden State Valkyries, 21-10 to the under on the season. We got a track meet going on between the Valkyries and the Mystics, and the Mystics are frantically trying to come back. They were down 18 at the half, 46-28 at the half. They got outscored 30-12 in the first quarter of play, and they've outscored Golden State 31-16 in the fourth quarter. They've cut the lead to 3 right now with 40 seconds left in this game. I've got the Mystics +2. So I still need more, but we got a puncher's chance right now, and what could be a wild finish here in the nation's capital. And the Mystics have the ball right now. The Valkyries just missed a shot, so this is an opportunity to potentially tie the game or cut the lead. They missed the shot. Come on, get the rebound. No. All right, so we'll keep our eye on that right now. Cam, are you betting the Aces and the Liberty game?
In fact, I am. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Aces. We talked about the bad scheduling spot before. Aces have been playing a little bit better in this spot. Hey, I was wrong last night, Gabe. We hit the total and other things in that game, but I really thought it was a good spot for the Sparks, but they just couldn't cover the number. Hey, we were wrong there. Total wins, side loses, but I like the Aces tonight. I think they can cover this short number and get it done. Tough spot for the Liberty. Give me the Las Vegas Aces to win. I think they might win this game by like 8-10, and the spread's only 3.
The Liberty played last night, so it's a tough spot going back to back, and they played a track meet of a game. They were going up and down the court all night last night. I like the fact that the Liberty have owned the Aces in the past. It'll have the Aces' attention tonight. The fact that the Liberty have beaten them 8 of the last 9 times that they played. But Las Vegas are in good current form right now. Since they moved Jewel Lloyd to the bench, they're 6-1 straight up. So they're 6-1 in their last 7 games, 6-2 to the over in their last 8. Jewel Lloyd's gone over 1.5 3-point shots made in 5 of their last 7 basketball games. So I'm going to go with the Aces minus the points. You can money line it at -150. We're going to go with the over at 172. We're going to play the Jewel Lloyd prop as well. As far as the Dream and the Storm, we'll get to the college football a little bit later. We'll get you caught up to date with the week 0 point spreads and some early looks. But the Dream and the Storm coming up, and the Storm are in a free fall right now. They've lost 5 games in a row. They're out of a playoff spot. They are a very popular team, too. Like, they expect to make the playoffs. They've got a winning pedigree. They have fans. I watch the Seattle local sports news shows, and they're into it, and they're concerned. Like, this is, it's a big game for them. And they're playing in Vancouver on Friday. So there's sort of that unknown for them, neutral court. The Atlanta Dream, one of the hottest teams in the WNBA right now. So it's a tough handicap in the sense that you have a Storm team that are actually pretty good. Like, it's not like the Storm are a bad team. They can't win right now. Like, they've lost 5 in a row. But if you, as I stated, their 5 losses are by a combined 17 points. Like, they keep on losing by 2 and 3 every game, but they keep on losing. Meanwhile, the Dream keep on winning. They're 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games. The Storm are 5-1 to the over in their last 6. This total is too light, guys. We just, I'm an idiot. We just left the under on the table in the Washington Golden State game at 149.5, but 161 is not that high for a WNBA game either. The Atlanta Dream can score. The Storm are on an overrun right now. Like I said, 5-1 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to say it's another close game. Give me the Atlanta Dream plus the 3 points. Maybe Seattle wins, but I don't think they're going to win by 4. If they do, it'll be like, I think it'll be like a 1 or 2 point game. I really do. So I think points are at a premium as far as the spread is concerned. And I think the total is just a little light at 161. So let's go with the Atlanta Dream plus the 3 and over 161 in the WNBA game. 4-1 for the Cubs right now over the Blue Jays. Cubs have a runner on second base with 2 out. We're nursing that under 5.5. We'll get you caught today with the baseball, and we'll get some goal picks on the other side as well.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the ninth inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that day.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day continues. So the Twins and the Yankees was delayed by rain and weather. There's weather issues on the East Coast right now. The soccer game has been delayed, but the Twins and Yankees have started. We're in the top of the third right now, still scoreless. As I stated, the dominance is unbelievable. The Yankees over the Twins, 41-16, last 61 times that they played. The Yankees have won. Seattle and Baltimore also was delayed due to weather. Got a scoreless ball game. Last night it was a 1-0 game, and here we are right now. We're going to the bottom of the sixth inning, and we got a scoreless game. In-game total is 3.5. Mariners plus 100. Baltimore minus 130. The Astros up 4-1 on the Red Sox. The Mets, great start for the Mets, 6-0. Going to the top of the third. The Mets are rolling tonight at City. And the Dodgers and Angels are set to begin. So quickly, let's just throw it out there once again. Our picks tonight, we're going to go Shohei Ohtani over 5.5 strikeouts. He had 8 strikeouts in 4 innings in his last start. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes 5 tonight if the pitch count doesn't get racked up high early. Dodgers need the win this evening. So let's go Ohtani over 5.5 strikeouts. I'm going to go Ohtani over 1.5 total bases. Mookie Betts over 1.5 total bases. Freddie Freeman over 1.5 total bases. Like we told you earlier, Kyle Hendricks on the hill for the Angels. The Dodgers hit .338 against him. Most of the big boys are hitting, have hit him in the rotation, like the Freemans, the Betts, the Ohtanis. Ohtani's got a home run against them. Ohtani hit a home run tonight is all the way down to plus 150. George Kurtz said he's got plus 136. But Ohtani has hit a home run in 13 of the Dodgers' last 26 baseball games. So there's that right there. But we should note that the Angels have beaten the Dodgers 6 straight times, 5-0 this year. They swept them earlier at Dodger Stadium, and they've won the last 2 days. So they're looking for a season sweep over the Dodgers. Let's bring in Brady Cannon right now. He's given up on his San Francisco Giants a long time ago. What's up, Brady?
Yes, I sure have. Boy, they are an ugly picture. They erupted for a run today, avoided the shutout. Good for them. Yeah, their season is quote unquote unofficially over. But I am absolutely loving baseball right now. I've become a big Seattle Mariner fan. I've got a ticket on them to win the pennant. I've got a ticket on them to have the most wins in in August. I just can't get these nasty Milwaukee Brewers out of the way. My God, is that team hot? The Mariners are 9-1 in the month of August, but we're in second place. We're trailing that Brew Crew. Boy.
And I remember we spoke after the month of July in which the Toronto Blue Jays had an awesome month. Wasn't good enough. The Milwaukee Brewers had the best record. And here they go again. They just don't lose. It's unbelievable. They're up to 12, and Seattle is gunning for their ninth tonight, right? So they're up to 8 right now. So, man, this Milwaukee team, they're annoying for you, Brady. They're costing you money with your props.
I mean, can you just drop a few games? And it's hard for the Mariners, just to hold serve. They have to win every night. And, they scratched one out last night, 1-0 against the Orioles. The handicap was pretty quick. I just looked at the teams that are in contention, and I looked at the schedules. And I played the Mariners, and I played the Tigers, and I played the Mets. The Mets are done. That one's gone. The Tigers are okay. They're like 6-6 right now. But, to unseat Milwaukee, they're going to have to lose like 8 in a row.
I do agree with you, though. That is my pick as well. I got Seattle to win I think Seattle's going to the World Series. They've never been to the World Series. They're the only team in Major League Baseball that's never been to the World Series before. I just kind of feel like, it's their year. I'm not saying they're going to win. I've got Toronto or Seattle going to the World Series this year, but for whatever reason, I just sort of think Seattle, I trust Seattle's pitching a little bit more in the playoffs than the Blue Jays. But speaking of playoffs, let's get to some golf now. We're into the second stage. There's only one more tournament. What was 70 is down to 50 right now. Outside of Baltimore, actually, we were talking about the Baltimore Ravens earlier. So, guys, it seems like distance, length, driving is a big key here. Obviously, it's a long course, and also short game approach, smaller greens. So the approach players, I know a lot of people are betting on the players with a good short game coming into this week. But we'll start with you, Brady. We'll get Cam's picks. Who are you looking at, Brady, for the BMW Championship?
Yeah, I went the route of the big hitter. We saw Patrick Cantlay and Bryson DeChambeau just rip this place apart last time they were here. It was rain-soaked. It was wet. It was soft. It was lift clean in place. They went 27 under par, and the people there at Caves Valley got the memo, like, hey, make this thing a little tougher. They made it longer. They took 2 strokes off a par. It's a par 70. It's 7,600 yards now. It is a monster. You talk about the greens. They've made them more firm. They've made them a little smaller. It's very interesting. The winning score proposition bet here, Jeff Sherman at the Westgate put it up at 17.5, as opposed to 27 under par a few years ago. He put it up at 17.5, and it's been bet down. It's now 16.5. But I went with, very popular picks. Me and Cam probably have some crossover here. Ludwig Åberg, Cameron Young, a couple of young guns that can really bomb it, that are playing really well right now. Cam Young gets a win a couple of weeks ago. Åberg with a couple of top 10 finishes recently. Another couple of big hitters at big prices. I went with Taylor Pendrith at 70-1. Thomas Dietrich at 180-1. Crazy price right there. And then finally, Steady Eddie Ben Griffin. The guy gets it out there. He can really hit the ball. He's sneaky long. He's got 9 top 10 finishes this year, including a couple wins. He just keeps going. He just keeps finishing top 10 week in and week out. I'm thinking maybe he can make it one better this week and get to the winner's circle. So let's see. What did I do? A 6-pack there. Oh, also Hideki Matsuyama. Played him at 38-1. He's had 4 straight top 20 finishes. He might be ready to go again.
I think this course, as I mentioned to Gabe, it's perfect for Hideki, because Hideki, he has distance. And the thing is, Gabe, this course is really interesting because you got to cut corners and stuff like that. And to Brady's point, they made a point of all the pin placements are going to put near water hazards and stuff. So if some guy's loose with his irons, you're dead. That's why Sherman put up that number, Brady, and people are like, whoa. That's the thing. 10-stroke difference, and people are betting the under, like 16 under instead of 27 under.
When's the last time he's won, though? I like
he won it.
too.
He won at Kapalua. First event of the year. I was on him in Hawaii and
Maui. I remember that.
Long time though.
And he kind of
I remember he was good
early.
Since. Exactly.
But now
he's good early.
It's the same thing with Oberg too. Oberg won at Torrey Pines, the Genesis, and then both of those guys kind of disappeared for a while. Now they're starting to come around. Oberg has 2 top 10 finishes in his last 3 starts, and like I said, Matsuyama with 4 straight top 20s. So I think these guys are heating up again.
So what about Rory, Brady? Rory comes back. He didn't play last week, so we'll see if it backfires on him or whether he knows what he was doing with this, because he understands the stakes. I don't think he went to Ibiza and a rave last week, right? I think he's taking this seriously. He just didn't. Yeah, you know what I mean. He just didn't play in the tournament last week, but I think he's coming to play.
Ibiza or whatever it is, Ibiza.
Yeah.
My daughter
is awesome. Yeah.
So Rory McIlroy here, Brady. This course is made for his game. Like if he's on top, if he's on top of his game, he could come and just bully people here. It's just a shame he's only plus 675, but it goes to show the respect the odds makers give him.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. The course absolutely makes 100% sense for him. I know Cam's brother, our buddy Keith Stewart, likes Rory this week. But I'm with you. I don't know what the week off is going to do. I didn't play him this week. I didn't go against him. But I'm in wait and see mode there. And the same thing with Scotty. If Scotty's at the lead or near the lead on Sunday and he's minus 500, that's when I'll probably get involved.
A player that I'm intrigued by here, and I find it interesting because he needs to be 21st or better to advance, is Xander, but it's minus 280 to be top 20.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay, a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, like throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the ninth inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day continues. I am Gabriel Morency, so some of these scores are coming final. We got lucky. We double-clicked. I can't say that I meant to do it. I bet the under 5.5 in the Cubs-Blue Jays game, and there was a home run hit, like, right after I did it, Brady. Like, literally. I said live, you know what, the under 5.5, it's 1-0 only. Could be one of these lower-scoring games. Boom. The Cubs hit a home run a second later. But absent-minded, whatever, doing the show, watching games and stuff. About 10 minutes later, I looked and it was 5.5 still. And I said, I said I'd like the 5.5, but I never put the bet in because they hit a home run. But I'm going to do it anyways. But I'm a moron, Brady, and I actually did do it already. So I double-clicked the 5.5, and we got a 4-1 final score. So that's maybe when right, things are going our way. My own stupidity comes into play for me for once here. I've made mistakes where I've lost money, obviously, over the years with double clicks.
I hope some of that was going to be fine, Gabe.
Yeah. I hope it rubs off on me because last night I punched in 5 guys to be first-round leader, and I made a mistake and actually punched him in to win the golf tournament. So, now and it's a few of the guys.
Did you take it back or did you just leave it? Did you have the option of not avoiding the bet, or did you say, you know what, it's done? Because some people believe out of superstition, if it's done, and don't cancel it. But what did you do?
Well, for first round leader, I bet literally peanuts. That's such a crapshoot bet. I mean, it's really like $5, $10 and stuff. And so I didn't spend all that much money. And I'm like, you know what? I just leave it. I spent a total of about $40, on these guys for first round leader. I'm like, I'm not going to call up and say, hey, look, I made a mistake. I'll just leave it.
That's like me with a digital delay pedal I bought the other day online. I bought a pedal for my guitar, and I really didn't like it that much. I was like, it's okay. You know what I mean? But I don't like this or that about it. And I was filling out the online forms to return it. And then I remembered I saw at the bottom, I paid $43 for it.
Yeah.
So, Brady, then I said, you know what? Just not to be on the list to look like a jerk with Amazon that I return everything. I was like, it's $40. I was like, it's a meal. And you know what? I actually don't mind a pedal that much. I just don't like this I don't like the plug-in battery thing. But anyways, I sort of thought of that when you said, whatever. It wasn't enough money for me to really be panicked about. The worst one
maybe I'll
did,
get lucky twice, because now I bet these guys twice. So we'll see.
I did this 2 years ago. It wasn't this NBA playoffs, but it was last year's NBA, like 2 NBA playoffs ago. I meant to bet $250, Brady, on an in-game total. I bet $2,500.
Right.
But I didn't know until there was like a minute left in the game. So it was even worse. It was torture. Like I sort of looked and I was like, my account really isn't looking like it should. I kept on sort of hitting refresh and I was like, I didn't lose. I was sort of like, I didn't lose $3,000 tonight. What the hell's going on here? So I'm sort of looking and I see pending wager and my eyes, I'm like, I wanted to throw up. And of course it was right around the number. And I was trying to like, oh my God, I got to do something here. And I couldn't. There was like a minute left in the game and it locked. And it ended up losing. It terrorized me. Like I was haunted by this.
I hate
that's like a bad zero mistake there. Like there's one thing like I remember Cardano told me that once. Like he called me and he said, this is years ago. He goes, Gabe, I meant to bet 1,000 on the Jets game, but I put 10,000 and I can't get it back. Yeah, it was a New York Jet game. He meant to bet a dime.
Amazing.
Everyone's done it, right? Or it's like, here's that extra zero, whatever, sort of move. You're like, oh my God. I think his won, but more often than not, the only thing I will say, I got so obsessed and angry about losing, I recklessly overbet after for a couple of days and actually got hot and got it back. So I sort of felt better about it, but not really because I remember it. Here we are years later, still bitching about it. All right, so Cam, we got Brady's picks, so we'll recap Brady's best bets. But what do you have for the BMW?
Well, you know what? I think Brady and I have one guy is the same. I'm going to go with Cam Young, and I got 28-1 on my book. And to Brady's point, he's one of the hotter players in the world, and he checks all the boxes off of this course. He's a monster hitter, and finally got the monkey off his back. I think that is going to be he's going to be there. I really, really like him, and I think he's in fine form. My next guy, did I have JJ Spawn? I thought I had something else, Pat. I think, let me see here. DDD. No. That was, okay. My middle guy is Kurt Kitayama. Kurt Kitayama I've spawned for a first round leader. Kurt Kitayama is one of these guys, Gabe, he's all or nothing. He got into the second round of the playoffs by playing well. And Brady knows the UNLV product. He can win.
Yeah.
And what is he great at? Irons. He's 50-1. And my bomb, we got no Cole Kane this week with Eric Cole. Now it's Novocaine, Andrew Novak at 90-1. Brady, he's a guy, I really like him for more in the top 20 markets, but that price is insane to me. 90-1 for Novak, and he's trending in the right direction. So Young, Kitayama, Novak. Could you believe it, Gabe? Only 3 outrights for me. I've really downsized.
Brady, what do you think about his picks?
Well, Kitayama, I like. Cam talked about the irons. He's a ball striker for sure. If the putter gets hot, he's going to be live. There's no doubt about it. But I think one of the real strengths of his game is off the tee too, and that's what we're looking for this week. Accuracy and distance off the tee. Certainly one of the better total drivers in the game for sure. So I like that, and I'm with you, Cam. I played 4 guys. There's only 49 players in the field. So yes, I have 6 outrights. But 4 of them are at reasonable prices, and 2 of them are just
50?
Long bombs for a couple of.
No, 49. Sepp Straka got
had to go home. Yeah.
Oh, so
but,
it was full 49, even better.
So 6
Yes,
6
exactly.
looks like a lot. It looks like too many, but a couple of those guys are just big long bombs for funny money. The 4 that are more serious are Hideki, Griffin, Oberg, and Cam Young.
Brady, I got to ask you, if you're going to bet one guy over 100-1, would Bud Cauley at 140-1 fit the bill? Like, is there a guy out there who can win at that number?
I don't know
where do you
if
max
he's
it
a
out?
bum.
About 80-90? Yeah.
That's why I like Pendrith. I think you can find Pendrith at 85 or 90, and he can bomb and he can putt, and he's done well at Torrey Pines. He's done well at big boy golf courses like this.
My 2 players will be Xander. I don't love the odds at 19-1, but I got the feeling that Xander has a win coming up here. And I'll go Matt Fitzpatrick, 37-1.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, he's in
like
good
him.
form.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Yankees have an 80.7% chance of still making the playoffs. That just tells you that parity is alive and well in Major League Baseball, where mediocre teams can still make the playoffs, and the Yankees are mediocre but have above mediocre talent. So if they can put it together, you still got an 80% chance of playing postseason baseball.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I was that confused trying to figure out why Cameron Young isn't as good as he should be, because we've seen all the flashes. Like at some point of his career, he's been elite at something. Like he's been elite at putting this year. He's been an elite iron player. He's been an elite driver of the golf ball. So check out this chart I had to get.
We got a chart.
Look at this chart that I had to come up with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
An HRR, parlay a combo that you want to do. I generally prefer away teams and players that hit at the top of the lineup or in the top half, just because you are guaranteed just that extra plate appearance here or there. How many times, throughout the season, I've been like, listen, if this guy gets on, he will have one more at bat in the 9th inning. And if he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. If you just take them that place higher, they're going to be in a spot to cash that bag.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live continues. I am Gabriel Morency. Continues and actually winding down. Kind of a lighter night tonight on the card. Tomorrow night, no NFL preseason football. It's the calm before the storm, though. It's getting real, guys. The college football regular season kicks off in 10 days time. Can't wait to start breaking it down. And in fact, let's quickly do it now, actually, with the week 0, if we can. Let's get the point spreads up and get people caught up to date with what's in store coming up around the corner, including Iowa State and Kansas State. That's the game of the day. Iowa State and Kansas State. They're in Dublin, and I saw it was pretty funny that K-State trucks started leaving today. They showed like their team trucks pulling out, their rigs pulling out of their campus and off to Ireland. Thinking that's a pretty long drive, man. You guys like, are you going to drive to Ireland? But they're really driving down to the, they're driving to the shipping container, and they're going to stick their stuff on a container and whatever. But that's the season kicks off with a big time game, man. And I don't really understand. There's this massive love for K-State coming into this season, and there really isn't that much like love for Iowa State. Yet Iowa State are loaded. They have 1 million returning starters. They're an 11-win football team, and they're getting 3.5 points in the first game of the year on a neutral field in what to me is just a toss-up game. So the season starts at noon Eastern in Dublin. Iowa State, K-State, 49.5, pivotal football game. And then we got Fresno State and Kansas. Kansas put all that money into their stadium. It's not fully done yet, but it's getting there. So they're going to be playing. They played at Arrowhead last year. They're going to be back on campus now. And it's going to make a big difference for them. I'm looking for the Jayhawks to have a pretty big year this year. Like, they're not going to the playoffs, but they have a damn good quarterback in Jalen Daniels. If he stays healthy, this team's going to win like 8 games type thing. And they could flirt with 9 if things fall into place for them. I just find the number a little high at 12.5. Got a 50.5 for the total for Kansas and Fresno. That feels a little light. Kansas's defenses, they're like a CFL team. Like they can score, but they can't stop anybody, the Jayhawks. Although they got a little bit better at it. And Fresno won't stop Kansas's offense, but Fresno will be able to score a bit on Kansas. So I think that total is light at 50.5. Sam Houston State and Western Kentucky, all the hipsters are betting the over 60.5 in this game. And then we wrap it up with the Hawaii special. The Bows, 2-point favorites against Stanford. Stanford, not a very good football program anymore, as evidence of the fact that Hawaii are actually 2-point favorites. But I think Hawaii, they're a team that I like their win total, guys, over 5.5 this year. Timmy Chang has been there now long enough that his system is starting to, it's in place. Their defense actually isn't terrible. I think their offense will be better this year. I just think Hawaii is a bowl team this year. We can get into it in depth. We're up against it next week, but Hawaii and Stanford. But if Hawaii are going to go over 5.5, they need to win this football game, and I think they will against the visiting Stanford Cardinal. Cam, one WNBA game left on the board here tonight. One game left on the card. The Atlanta Dream and the Seattle Storm. What's your pick?
I took the Atlanta Dream plus the 3, Gabe. Hopefully we get it done there. I'm a little bit worried about Seattle and their 5-game losing streak bringing their A game tonight, but I'm on the Atlanta Dream. Good news from the Diamond. We're on the Dodgers alternate. They put up 3 in the first inning. 3-0 Dodgers, bottom first.
So the Atlanta Dream and the Seattle Storm going off the board in a couple of minutes, like Cam said. Storm have lost 5 in a row, but only by a combined 17 points. It feels like a trap taking the Dream tonight, plus 3, but I'm going to walk into the trap. I kind of think it's going to be a 1-point game, and I think it's going to be right around this number, but I think 161 is too light here, guys. I'm thinking 82-81, 84-83 type of thing, maybe 87-86 type of game tonight. So if we had to pull the trigger with one play, I would say over the 161. And as Cam mentioned, the Dodger bats came to play tonight. Early lead for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we gave you the over 1.5 total bases for Ohtani. 1.5 over total bases for Betts and Freeman. Although, Cam, I saw Ohtani, and it's rare that you see this. His total base prop actually was up to 2.5, actually. It was plus money, but they finally moved it. You could bet 1.5 on the alt line, but yeah, they moved it to 2.5. And Will Smith hits the home run. So Kurtz was wondering who's going to hit the home run. Will Smith hits the home run. 2-run shot for Will Smith.